we're here to talk with Bartaco. We have one gentleman who's in the West Hartford location and one that's in the Florida location. This is Chris, who's in the West Hartford location. And I'm just going to give an introduction to Bartaco and then I'll turn it over to Chris. Bartaco is known for upscale street tacos, specialty cocktails, and beer in a coastal and relaxed environment. In addition to takeout and delivery daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Bartaco has opened its dining room at 25% capacity and patio with limited seating. Their offers include their full takeout menu, a new Bartaco Secret, lobster taco, and lobster taco kit for 4, as well as beer, wine, and margarita options. Orders can be placed via order.bartaco.com or the Bartaco app. And I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Maura, and I'm through the library. So now we're going to turn it over to Chris, who is in our West Hartford location. Okay.
Bar Taco West Hartford. I'm the assistant general manager here, and we are here to make the Bar Taco Margarita. It's our most popular drink, our hottest selling drink, and we're going to go over all that for you, but just a little bit about Bar Taco first. We are kind of street food in a coastal atmosphere where our whole goal is to give you kind of a vacation away from work or from your home life. When you come into Bar Taco, we want you to feel like you're on the beach, like you're on vacation. It all comes with good food, good cocktails, and fresh ingredients. So today we are doing the Bar Taco Margarita, and it's very, very simple. I'm going to show you how to make it at home. It is only a couple of ingredients. First and foremost, it is Libelula tequila. This is actually our own house blended tequila. Our beverage directors went down to Mexico and tested out tons and tons of recipes until they found the perfect recipe for our Bar Taco Margarita. It is a blend of Blanco and Reposado. It's a Joven, so it's in the earlier stages of the process, and it's perfect for our margarita. But if you don't have this at home, you can use whatever tequila you like. We also do have the second ingredient is Combier, which is a orange liqueur made from orange peels of bitter and sweet oranges. This is actually the first ever triple sec ever created, high quality ingredient, and it goes well with our margarita. After that, we have our agave simple syrup, which is just 100% agave with a little bit of water to cut it down. And then the last but most importantly is the freshly squeezed lime juice. So a lot of places their margaritas have that sweet and sour mix. It's like store-bought. It's not fresh, and the key to our margarita is fresh lime juice. So I'm going to go make this margarita for you guys right now. It is very easy. So the first thing we're going to do is pour 1.5 ounces of our Libelula tequila. Then it's going to be 1 ounce of our Combier orange liqueur. It's going to be 1/2 ounce of our agave simple, 3/4 ounce. And then we are going to take a lime. We're going to cut this lime. We're going to cut a little wedge to rim the glass. And we're just going to juice this lime fresh. Let's do one more. All right, so we have our fresh squeezed lime juice. Like I said, the key to our margarita is high quality spirits and then fresh squeezed lime juice. Makes all the difference in the world. Bar Taco has the best margarita that I've ever had. I may be a little biased, but it is true. Then we're just going to put some ice in this. We love good ice here at Bar Taco as well. Big, solid cubes. So it doesn't dilute the margarita. It just makes it nice and cold. I'm going to shake that up. Nice good shake. Mix all those ingredients together. And then we're going to take our rocks glass. You're going to take that lime wedge from the lime that you cut to juice. Going to rim it real quick. Only if you want salt or sugar. Some people prefer it without. Shake that off. And let me get a strainer real quick. Give you 1 sec. And we're just going to strain this into our rocks glass. Let me put it up here for you. Look at that beauty. And then, like I said, we really like nice big square ice cubes. So it just keeps the drink cold and doesn't actually dilute it. There we are. See how this tastes. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that is just the nectar of the gods. Delicious. Not too sweet, not too tart. In my opinion, the perfect margarita. So now we'll hand this over to Jared. We're going to teach you how to do guacamole as well. All right.
Thanks, Chris. Hi, everybody. How you doing? Like I said, I'm Jared, coming at you from our Tampa location of Bar Taco here in Florida. And we are going to go through some guacamole today. A lot like the margarita, guacamole is probably the one thing that most people order when they come in. Pretty much across the board, you see a guac and a marg at almost every table. So ours is super simple. We're going to show you, how we put it together. Very similar to the margarita, just a couple ingredients, but really high quality. And I think the simplicity of it, along with the quality of the ingredients, is what really makes the guacamole just like it makes our margarita. So we're going to start, obviously, the base of any guacamoles. You're going to start with your avocados. Try to come down here so you guys can see.
Come around your side. So,
so we use Haas avocados. These are from Mexico. You can get it from California as well. We feel like the Haas
You're doing great.
Are the best as far as flavor profile. There's a lot of different species of avocados out there. I think with the Haas avocados, you get a nice balance of sort of butteriness, a little bit of sweetness, and it's just like a really, really round but robust avocado flavor. So, making this, if you're making this at home, depending on how many people you're making it for, obviously it's going to vary. You're making it for 2 to 4 people. 2 avocados, 3 avocados is plenty. So I have 2 here, and really, you want to start with, obviously you want to start with them at a good ripeness level. You want them to be sort of darker in color. Still may be able to pick out a little bit of green in them. If they're on their way to black, they're probably overdone. Really sort of a trick to figure out when you're at the store picking out avocados if they're ripe enough or if they're too ripe. You want to look in the stem part here. If you get avocados that still have a little bit of the root stem attached, you can always pop that off and look underneath. And if it still looks like it's green inside, then odds are it's still a good looking avocado inside. If you pop it open and it looks brown, it looks dark, on its way to black, then odds are that the meat on the inside is going to look like that as well. So you want to try to avoid that. So basically, we're just going to split the avocado around the tip. Pops open just like that. All right, take the edge of your knife, sink it into your seed just a little bit, turn, and it should pop right out. Okay. Do that with both. So now our avocados are pitted. Then you kind of want to just score it. Be careful holding the avocado that you don't go through the back of the avocado with the tip of your knife and cut your hand. But basically just want to make a nice cross-hatch pattern in the avocado like that. All right, helps it scoop out really easily. So we're going to do that with all of these, and really the size of it is irrelevant. It's not important. Really, it's up to you on sort of how you like your guac texturally. We like ours to be nice and chunky, so we try not to overwork it. and we keep it in bigger chunks to start, so that way when we stir it up, it doesn't break down so much and get into this sort of super smooth guac that we're not really looking for in our guac. So limes is going to be the other big component of this. Avocados need a lot of acidity and they need a good amount of salt. So we always start with fresh lime juice, just like our margarita Chris showed you. We're going to squeeze ours fresh as well. Fresh citrus is sort of the backbone of almost everything that we do here. So it's really important to us that we're using that in our food as well. Pick up the lime at your grocery store. It's not going to break the bank, and it's going to come out, with a product that's way better at the end. If you got one of those little green bottles in your fridge, just use that to clean your oven or something. I don't know, but don't use it in your guac. So we're going to throw our lime juice in. That was just one lime that I juiced. I'm going to throw it right there in the bowl, and then I'm going to add my other ingredients and let them start to kind of marinate just a little bit before we add our guacamole. So for us, like I said, our guac recipe is super simple. It has 5 ingredients. So we're using yellow Spanish onion. If you prefer red onion, you can do that as well. White onion, whatever flavor you like. We use the Spanish. I feel like it's a little bit sweeter. Gives a little bit. We like the flavor of that a little bit better than any other onion, so that's what we're going to use today. And as you can see here, kind of chopped it fairly fine. We want to get all this stuff in there and well incorporated throughout, so you get a little bit in every bite. So we got the onion in there. We use 2 different types of chilies. We use Serrano chilies and we use jalapeno chilies. So again, this is totally up to your preference. You guys are the ones that are eating it, right? So make this guac the way that you like it. If you like it spicier, use it. You can use a habanero. If you like the flavored chilies, but you want it a little less spicy, pull the seeds out and the ribs of the peppers. That'll give you that flavor without necessarily all the heat. Or just leave them out altogether. It's really, you can make it, adjust the recipe to make it however you want. But these are the 2 that we're using, the jalapenos, a little bit of a bigger chili. I'm sure everyone's familiar with jalapenos. And then serranos as well, a little bit smaller, a little bit hotter than the jalapeno on the sort of Scoville scale that rates chilies and how hot they are. So just be careful with it, and be careful with your hands and stuff, obviously. You don't want to get that stuff in your eyes. So once we get that in, before I start that, I'm going to add a little bit of salt just to kind of season up our veggies and let them start to release their own liquids, extract some of their flavor before we mix up the guac. And then from there, we're just going to add our avocados in. And it should scoop out pretty easily, like that. You guys can see it. So see that. So we got our 2 avocados in here now. Last thing we're going to add in is cilantro. Again, that's a preference thing. We like the flavor of cilantro. Some people hate it, so just leave it out if you don't like it. No problem. And as you can see here, we've kept them fairly big. We haven't really broken them down too much. It took maybe 2 passes with a knife just to break it down from whole. But we do like to keep some nice visible pieces of cilantro in there and not just a big mash of green herbs pureed up. So again, like we said, we like to keep ours pretty chunky. So we're not gonna mix it around too much. Not gonna overwork it too much. If you like yours a little bit more smooth, you want to make it to put it on, a burger, a sandwich, make some avocado toast or something like that. And you want it a little bit more smooth. Just keep working it, keep stirring it. The more you work it, the more the avocados will break down. The creamier they'll get, the creamier guacamole will be. So Really, again, this is all about you guys and your preferences and how you like to eat it. For us, we're going to leave it right there like that. And then we're just going to take it into a bowl. We serve ours alongside some fresh whole tostadas that we fry up every day. Just a little bit of salt. And then you guys can break them at the table. This is the way we like them, whole. And then there's sort of, select the size. Just break off as much as you can handle, dip it, and eat it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now, if you don't mind. Give this a taste. Delicious. But like I said, the key there is going to be, getting nice, fresh ingredients, fresh lime juice, ripe avocados, and then, like I said, avocados need a lot of salt, a lot of lime, bring out that flavor, and it's delicious. Super simple. We're not getting crazy with it. Just throwing a couple things together in a bowl, stirring it up, and the results are amazing. So appreciate you guys having us.
All right. And does anyone have any questions for either Chris or Jared? You can put them in the chat box down below.
We're ready for you. Where is the chat box?
Chris, any tips on shaking a margarita?
Yeah, you gotta have some flair to it. You gotta come up with a nice little rhythm, make it fun. One of the keys is ice cubes. Like, you don't necessarily want to get gas station ice, because if you shake it too hard with that kind of ice, it's going to really water down your margaritas. So you want nice thick square cubes. You can even buy trays for your house that have the big square whiskey cubes. They work great for shaking because, like I said, it chills the product and incorporates all the ingredients, but it doesn't water it down. And then if you're shaking in front of people, like hosting a party, like I said, do a little dance, have a little fun with it. Gets people excited about the margarita they're about to drink.
Great. Do you do frozen margaritas the same way?
So we don't do frozen margaritas here. Everything is fresh, made to order, and on the rocks, or you could do it up if you wanted to. But we don't do the blender thing here, unfortunately.
All right, and this looks like it's for Jared. We usually put garlic and guac when cooking at home. Why doesn't yours have any?
Really, I think it's just a preference thing again. I think for us, we feel like we do have raw garlic in some of our dishes, obviously, but I think that just for me, I think the bitterness that tends to come out in raw garlic is probably a little bit overwhelming for the flavor that we're looking for in our guacamole. But it's just personal preference. Like I said, you guys like garlic, we don't put tomatoes in our guacamole. A lot of people do. It's just sort of a personal preference thing.
Okay. Karen Miller said, "Thank you for the tip on picking good avocados."
Sure.
There was another one. Can you add fresh garlic to the guac?
Absolutely, you could. If you like that flavor and you like the way it tastes, go for it.
Can you double the recipes?
Yeah, for us, for the guac, you can. You make as big a batch. Here in the restaurant, we make a batch. A batch for us is an entire case of avocados, which is 48 to 60 avocados. So, you can scale it up or scale it down to, whatever your needs are.
Great. And for Chris, do I need one of those big juicers to make a margarita?
You do not need a big juicer, although they're helpful and they're very easy. But you can use at a grocery store. You can buy a little hand squeezer. You can juice it like that, or even worst case scenario, you could put a lime in there and muddle it real quick. But the hand juicers work great. These juicers you can buy on Amazon for $150. I have one in my house. It's great for hosting and making drinks and all that. But again, the little plastic hand squeezers work just fine as well. Just need a little more forearm strength for it.
Yeah, there's a little kitchen trick too. If you just take a half a lime and stick a fork right through the middle of it and just squeeze the lime around the fork.
Oh,
That's usually
nice.
a good like at home trick to juice a lime too, or any citrus fruit really.
Yeah. Huh. I didn't even know that. Learned something new today.
There's a question here. I don't quite understand, but maybe you guys do. What would be the third most common order?
Third most common what?
Order?
It's just probably just asking menu wise since
Yeah.
you mentioned both the guac and the margarita. I would guess.
People love the Baja fish taco.
Yeah, one of our tacos for sure. Baja fish taco, pork belly taco is a big one. One of those is probably, all those are right up there.
Yeah.
This is a question for both Chris and Jared. What are your two top favorite tacos at Bar Taco?
Depends on what kind of mood I'm in, but I'm a big fan of the Baja fish. I love fish tacos, and the slaw they put on it and the tempura batter is delicious, and you can't go wrong with it. Pork belly is another. It's one of the top selling tacos and one of my favorites. Right now we have a secret taco, which is the lobster taco, and I need at least one of those every day. It's so tasty. It's like poached in a brown lemon butter sauce, and it's so good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, for me, I would say probably pork belly for sure is one of my top two, and then actually I think my second favorite taco is our roasted cauliflower taco. It's a little outside of the box, but I think the one thing that we do offer is a pretty wide breadth of options. We got some vegetarian options, vegan options, most proteins that you can think of. So yeah, I mean, there's not a taco and everything that I don't like. But for me, it would probably be pork belly and cauliflower are my two favorites.
Choices.
So there's a question. I missed part of the demo. Is it being recorded? Yes, it is being recorded right now. If you're interested in getting a copy of it, just email me, which is on the event page of the Kitchen Classics. It will also be aired on Channel 5, which is the local television station in West Hartford. Okay, another question. Jared, if I open up an avocado and only eat half, what's the best way to preserve the other half? And actually, maybe there's a couple of questions there. Maybe we can answer the first one.
Yeah. Obviously the best way is that if I'm at home and I only eat half an avocado, I usually just try to wrap it the other half real tight in plastic. The less air exposure you can have to the meat of that avocado, the longer it'll stay fresh and green. That's what turns it brown is the oxidation. So a little bit hitting it with a little bit of citrus or a little bit of like apple cider vinegar or something like that, just to kind of get a small coating on the front. That will help as well. Obviously, like with the guac, we got a good amount of lime juice in that guacamole, and that's kind of what helps it keep its nice bright color throughout the day. So any kind of acidity will help that as well. But I guess key number one would be try not to hold it for too long. Like eat it the next day because it's not going to last forever. But just a real tight wrap, a plastic wrap over the front should hold for a couple days for sure.
And what's the current Bar Taco secret taco?
So the secret taco that we're running right now, like Chris mentioned, we're running a lobster taco, which is poached in a lemon brown butter, served with some hominy and cilantro. It's something that if you guys are not familiar with us and not familiar with the secret, it's sort of an off-menu taco that we kind of rotate in and out as a special item. Good way to find out about what our secret taco is to follow us on social media. So check out our Instagram, and we like to we give people a heads up when we're changing it, what's coming down the pipe, things like that. So if you guys are not in the know with that, check out our Instagram and we'll give you all the info you can handle.
Great. Chris, what are the current go-to cocktail offerings? I'm sorry, go-to cocktail offerings.
So yeah, we're in a weird time right now, obviously, but right now in depending on the state you're in, but in Connecticut, they do allow to-go drinks, which has been awesome. We have the Margarita to go, just house margarita. You can do a flavor if you like. It comes in a little mason jar. And we also have these little, I call them adult Capri Suns. They're in these, we have a few different cocktails in these pouches that you just pop a straw in, drink them. We have the Smoke on the Water, which is a watermelon mezcal-based drink. We have the Reviver, which is refreshing. It's like summer in a glass. It's cucumber, mint, gin, mango. Super, very, very popular here. And then we also have the Red Sonja, which is a kind of a spicy, not really a margarita, but it has muddled ginger, it has jalapeno, tequila, has a wine liqueur in it, and some lemon juice. So we have those three as well, and then you can also do any beer or wine to go as well. So we have plenty to offer right now. We also, if you want to make a margarita at home, we have we bottled up the tequila and the triple sec that I showed you before. We actually had our distributor bottle it together in the perfect ratio of our margarita, and all you do is add. We juice the lime juice and add the agave for you. So we give you the bottle of the margarita mix or the margarita, and then we give you a jar of fresh lime juice and agave, and all you have to do is put them together, shake it up, and you have margaritas at home as well. So if you don't want a pre-made, you can it makes 5 margaritas. It comes in a bag with all the instructions and the tools, so it makes for a fun little to-go bag of drinks to make at home as well.
Great. Steve has a question. Are these the only 2 recipes that will be in this webinar? Yes, we're making the margarita and the guacamole.
If you guys come down to the restaurant, we'll do a demo of anything for you if you'd like. We'll put on a show for you.
Chef Jared, is the menu gluten-free friendly?
Yeah. Our menu is actually extremely gluten-free friendly, to the point where, off the top of my head, I think we have 2 menu items that contain gluten. Basically, our churros, obviously, and the quesadilla for kids is on a flour tortilla. Pretty much everything else is extremely gluten-friendly. We serve all our tacos on corn tortillas, so there's no gluten issues there. We have a separate fryer where we do our churros, so there's no crossover in anything. Anything else that anything else that might hit a fryer goes into a different one that avoids that altogether. And then most of our things are just naturally gluten-free. We have a gluten-free soy sauce that we use in the restaurant, as opposed to a regular one that tends to contain gluten and things like that. So, from an allergy standpoint, I think we are sort of hypersensitive to it, and we try to create things and sort of engineer our menu around those things. So that way, when people come in, like Chris said, we want people to come in and be on vacation, and anything we can do to have people come in and relax and not have to worry about regular stuff like that, I think is a win for us. And that's what we try to do. So, yes, to answer the question, yes, extremely gluten-free friendly.
Okay. If the avocado turns brown or black, is it bad or just less tasty?
I guess if you mean when you cut it open and then it sits for a while and then it starts to turn brown, it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. Like we said, it's the oxidation, it's the air exposure that's making that happen. So in a lot of cases, if you trim off the part that has been exposed to the air, it's probably still pretty fresh and green underneath, and the rest is fine to use. If you're cutting it open, right off the rip and it's brown or black inside, then yeah, it's just overripe, and that's not what you want to eat.
Chris, what does the orange liqueur add to the margarita?
A little bit of sweetness. It's not overly sweet by any means, but you have the flavor of the agave, but the orange liqueur adds a little citrus, a little brightness to it. It just balances it out. So you have the tequila, the orange liqueur, the agave balances out the tartness of the lime juice, but I'd say the orange liqueur balances out the flavor profile of the agave. Again, gives it a little bit of a brighter finish. It's not just some margaritas are just tequila, lime juice, and all that. This adds a different element and a little bit of sweetness and flavor. But,
I heard you should store the second half with the avocado pit in it. Is this true?
Yeah, there kind of is something to that. I've worked in restaurants before where they would make an avocado-based item, guacamole or whatever, and take the pits and stick them down into the product, because the thought is that that does help the shelf life a little bit. I mean, obviously, it's not going to be an indefinite solution. You're not going to be able to fight that oxidation forever. But I have heard that. Whether that really works or not, I don't really know. I don't know if that's just like a sort of an old wives' tale about avocados or what.
yeah, let's get Mythbusters on the case.
Practice. I don't know if I'm not willing to place a bet on it, but I have seen people do it. I think if you're talking about a whole avocado and you leave the pit in, then obviously you're kind of blocking the air from hitting some of that avocado. All the part underneath that pit is going to be kept out of the oxidation, but I mean, everything else that's still exposed. I mean, that's really what you're dealing with. So.
Okay. Someone was asking about the recording. They weren't able to find my email address. What I'll do is I'll just email everyone after the program. It might take me a little bit to get the link and from the cloud, but I'll email it after the program today. And it looks like one last question here. Do you make everything fresh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%.
Fresh is best for sure. We are 100% scratch kitchen. Make everything that we serve you in our four walls, and it's the same thing behind the bar. Chris showed you. We're squeezing that lime juice right when you order it, shaking that drink up right when you order it. So yeah, that's one of the key factors of what we do is everything's fresh, because we're not trying to reinvent the wheel of food here. We're just trying to put together some really simple ingredients that go well together, and use really fresh, high quality ingredients and make everything as fresh as possible. And I think that's why we get the result that we get. It's because we're keeping everything nice and fresh.
Great. Okay, so someone has their hand raised, so they want to talk. Let me just unmute them for just a second. Is this Francine? Francine, did you have a question? Okay. I guess she doesn't have another question. Does anyone else have any questions for either Chris or Jared? Let's see. Can you remind me again how to order Bar Taco to go? Everything sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, bartaco.com. Or we have an app as well. Very easy to order. Right now, given everything that's going on, we are trying to do everything contactless ordering, contactless payments. You can go right on the website, choose your location or the app. Very user-friendly. Order everything you like. You can add modifications if you'd like. We'll get the ticket right here, and then you can pick it up in the restaurant, or you can call us from curbside, and we can bring it right to the car for you. Nice and easy.
Great. I also want to remind everyone, or let you know that this will be on our YouTube channel. So just to let you know about that. Does anyone have any more questions for either Jared or Chris? Someone said, thanks so much. This was awesome.
Oh, thanks for having us, man. This is great.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. So go to Bar Taco or make your own at home, but hopefully go to Bar Taco and give these guys some business. I'm sure they'd love to see you.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a
Bye.
good day.